So this will be my student for the day, and she's going to be doing 2 levels.
Sit on your daughter.
So if you're watching, just drop a hi. I'm going to turn it back on to comments here so I can see. So basically, we are going to do, start off with Foundations A. This is the first level. This would be what I would do as for kindergartner. My kindergartner that I had this year, we did not do this because I think he had some dyslexia. So we did a different program with him just because this moved way too fast for him. And so he will do it in 1st grade, which is fine. So we're going to go to lesson 10. And the objective is to learn the phonogram O. And it will tell you phonemic awareness, the materials that you need. And then this is a teacher's manual, so it's going to tell you everything that you have to say and how the worksheets go. So we are going to start off. The first is blending animal words. Today I will segment the sounds for an animal. Blend the word back together and pretend to be that animal. Okay, you ready? Seal.
Seal.
Okay, then you pretend to be that animal. Well, they can't see you down there.
I know.
Okay, ready? For your next one. Dog.
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 Sorry, I have to call it up again.
Okay. And N. You got to say, glue it back together. Kitten. So then it would just go through a list of words. We could continue, but for time purposes, horse, monkey. Okay, so now it will say segmenting words, and this will be a worksheet. You have a page of 8 animals. Here, let's put this one. Turn it over. So this is her 8 animals. Now remember, this is a kindergartner level. She is going to be a 3rd grader. You have a page with 8 animals. Segment the name of each animal, and I will guess what you are saying.
Wait, what?
So now you segment it. Fish. Keep going. Mouse. And what did you do?
Pig.
So, and then she would just continue to go on through the list of animals. They teach you to segment out the different phonograms that you hear, like pa, I, g, or sh, e, p. And so next would be the phonogram O. And it says, today we will learn a new phonogram. So with your kit that you buy, you would get all the phonograms that you need. And this is the cards, and then they have the sounds on the back. I use dots for what each kid, like I color code everything, so then I make dots when my kids have gotten to that level. That way, when we are going through our learning levels, I can see, oh, I need to skip this one. So today we will learn a new phonogram. This says A-O-U. What does it say?
A-O-U.
A-O-U. So instead of just learning the short sound, which they would normally learn in kindergarten, they learn all 3 sounds that it makes. How many sounds is there?
3.
3. Let's read all the phonograms we have learned so far. So, what do I do with my phonogram cards? Oh, so these, we'll just go through a few of them. Some of these are not ones that they've already learned, but so I would show this to her.
Shakasha.
What is this? She hasn't been in school for a while. What is that? CK. Look at this.
Talka. Wait.
No.
2-letter ka.
2-letter ka. What's the rest of the rule? Use
You only add a
single
short vowel.
So it's a 2-letter ka that can only be used after a single short vowel.
It's the Russian at you
Okay.
school. It, I, E. It, I, E.
It, I, E, what? Yeah.
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 So it, I, E, yeah. Ja. No, what is that?
But.
But.
Taka.
Talka.
Up, you, ooh,
You,
ooh, and I said that.
Yep. So that was the U. So ha. So
Everybody knows ha.
yep. And then she would say this one again that she learned o oo. And so it's a very repetitive.
I know more, Mom.
I know you do, honey. So you go through each lesson and review everything. There's always a game. And then you would go to the Doodling Dragons book that comes with it. And you would say, O says, what does O say?
O-O-oo.
And then you would read the stop, hop, go on home, who can do it, move to prove it. And just kind of point it out, read it again. And then next we will play a game. This one is tightrope, which I don't have a rope, but she would go ahead and stand at where the carpet starts.
Oh, I have tightrope.
You need to move this way.
What?
Oh, you're gonna do it right there? And then she would just play a game like, I would show a phonogram. Presley, stay back.
Okay.
You can only put one foot in front of the other. And then she would go through, I would show her the phonograms. One step.
No.
Four sounds. You, ooh, and Okay, you can't move. Okay, and so she would go until she got to the end. And there's a lot of times, there's like a go fish game they like to play, or slap, or what's another one you like? Box in the hen house. And you can play those with the game cards that come with it. So they have the different game cards, and then there's also, I have to try to keep everything separate. With the game cards, there's additional ones like a rotten egg. So if we play rotten egg, we put all the phonograms we've learned in a sack, and they have to say them. And we're not going to do that right now, honey. Go ahead. And if they get the rotten egg, they have to put them all back. So that's one of the games. There's a whole bunch of games you can play with it. It's very interactive. And then we would do our handwriting. And first you will do, because it talks a lot about the rhythm of handwriting. So now we will learn how to write a-o-oo. So I would use, let me see your marker board. So you have the option in your book to do cursive or
I love cursive.
manuscript. So I would say start just below the midline. So you have the top line, midline, and baseline. And they learn that at the very beginning. And it says roll around past the baseline, back up to the midline. And now she would do it with her pointer finger. Presley, do it with your pointer finger.
Point.
Yep, start just below the midline. Roll around. You're doing it backwards because you're watching it. Just do it like how you would normally do it. Roll around. Pass back up to the midline. Now, write a-o-oo very large in the air using your arm. Tell me the direction as you write it. So you'd say, start just below the midline. Get your arm out there. Don't watch the video, honey. Watch me. Start right below the midline. Go up and around to the baseline, past the baseline, back up to the midline. Now, using your marker, they get them boards, you would do it. They would practice it on their board with their marker. Okay? Matching phonograms. So this will tell you 10.2 matching phonograms. And this is what the sheet looks like. So you have your book font with your book-based font with your written font. And so she would just go through and match them, and I would make them say that this is ga, ja, and then she would have to match it to their a, o, u, ka, sa, da, and a, a. So that's the ones that they've learned since the beginning. And then they have phonogram practice, which is optional. Practice writing the phonograms with phonogram aerobics, and it will tell you to go to page 47. And then they would do their handwriting practice, which would be where they would practice writing their O's at the size they choose. And then the next lesson would actually be a review of B. So every so often they have a review of ones that they've learned, and they tie all the concepts that they've learned so far in together. So that is the level A. They work through all the alphabet. B does the uppercase. And if your child, they say if your child is dyslexic, to do cursive instead of print, instead of manuscript, and you can choose when you buy your curriculum if you want cursive or manuscript. They also, so then we would do Foundations D. We'll go ahead and work through this. And same concept. Oopsie. Losing all my stuff I need. I kind of put it together. So it would tell you, you know, your objectives, what you'll be doing for your reading, your spelling rule, your grammar, your vocab, spelling, comprehension, writing, and it'll tell you the materials that you need. So the first one is the bingo. Bingo. This is where first we would do a practice of phonograms.
Phonogram.
So she would say
Ga, wa.
Ga, wa. Or.
Ers and search.
Ers and search.
Ooh. Wait, ow.
Ooh.
Ooh, ow, o.
Ooh, ah, and o.
Ooh, ah, and o. Inville.
What?
E.
Speak up so they can hear you.
E.
Ian.
Field.
Right, Ian Field.
Ah, ah.
Ah, ah.
3-letter ja.
3-letter ja. Used only after a single short vowel.
Like ridge.
Well, ridge is IDG.
Ooze
and fruit. 2-letter oo. That can it be used at the end of an English word?
No.
Why not?
English words on I, U, V, or J.
So that is a concept that she learned a while back ago, that English words do not end in I, U, V, or J. I'm doing it backwards though. Remember? It makes the
A, E, I.
Yep, it makes the A, E, I sound. Can this one be used at the end of an English word? No. Same rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
At the top.
At the top. This is a suffix usually, right? A past tense ending. 3-letter C.
2-letter fa.
2-letter fa. So.
Talsha.
Talsha. Used only at the beginning of any syllable after the first one. So it always tells you the little rules that they have with each phonogram. Okay? Okay, what about this one?
V or
Trustee?
Yep. Sha, ja.
Sha, ja. So it says used only at the beginning of any syllable after the first one. Okay?
Oz and saw.
Oz and saw, that what?
Can be used
At the
end of the English
word. Because then we have the AU phonogram that cannot be used at the end of an English word? K.
Ow, oh.
Ow, oh. So then, and you would actually make a stack of 20 or 30 is what it says. And then she would write some on her bingo sheet. And then I would mix the cards up and we would play bingo and she would get 4 in a row. So then next we will learn spelling rules. And this will be double the last consonant. So I would ask her, it tells me what to say. Presley, what is a suffix?
A suffix?
Yes.
I forgot.
A group of letters added at the
End
end
of a syllable?
of a word. Remember? At the end of a word. Like ing or
Here.
Okay. Presley, what is a vowel suffix? It starts with a what?
E.
Or just, it starts with a vowel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today we will review a suffix rule we learned in Foundation C. We will practice it using it for spelling. So the rule is typed in your workbook. Let's read the rule together.
Double the last.
Hang on one second. So she has, it'll tell me to get out rule number 14 in the spelling rule cards. And so it'll have the rule there, and then it will have examples on the back. So ready?
Double the last consonant when adding a vowel suffix to words ending in a vowel. One vowel. Followed by one consonant only if it's syllable.
Only if the syllable before the suffix is stressed. So, this is a long rule, isn't it? Yes, and this is, it tells me exactly what to say. When we are trying to understand something that is long or complicated, it's a good idea to read slowly and then restate what you read in your own words. It can also be a good idea to try to apply the rule to something you are learning. So, I gotta put pants on a kid here, sorry. My 3-year-old came down. He changes like 20 times a day, but this is real life, so this is what happens, I guess.
No.
Everybody upstairs, I'm doing a live.
Oh, wait, what about me?
Not yet. Tegan, can you help him, please? I can't get his pants on. There. Just sit down and help him, please. Okay. He's got his pants stuck in there, that's why.
Rich, I'm gonna help you. Just sit down. Can we clean out the pool? It's getting dirty.
Yep. Don't ask me that right
What's
now.
with that fog?
Oh, there's a fly on a fly on the camera. I didn't know. Okay, so continuing with, so I'm going to write, it's going to tell me to write swim plus on the board, just like this. So let's read the rule again. When I say stop, stop reading. Go ahead and read it again.
Double the last consonant.
Stop. What will you do?
Double the last consonant.
What is the last consonant?
M.
M. Start from the beginning. Read it again.
Double the last consonant when adding a vowel suffix.
Stop. When will you double the last consonant? When adding
A vowel suffix?
a vowel suffix. Are we adding a vowel suffix here?
Yes.
Yes, we are. It is right?
Yep.
It starts with a E. Okay, start again.
Double the last consonant when adding a vowel suffix to
Two words.
Two words ending in one vowel.
Followed by one consonant.
Followed by one consonant.
Stop. Okay. What kind of words double the last consonant when adding a vowel suffix? When words end with a one vowel and one consonant. Does swim end in one vowel and then one consonant? Okay. Does it, Pressy? Does it end in one vowel and one consonant? Swim? Yes. The vowel is I, followed by one consonant, right? Okay, start from the beginning again.
Double the last consonant when adding a vowel suffix to words ending in one vowel, followed by one consonant.
Only
if
the syllable before the suffix is stressed. So place your hand under your chin and say swimmer.
Swim.
Is it stressed?
Yes.
Yes, and this is a concept she learned before.
Wait for.
Right. What will we do with this then? How will we rewrite this? Will we double the vowel or double the consonant? Yes, it followed everything, right? So then we would rewrite swimmer. Sorry, I'm going to write sloppy here. And then it continues with different words that you would do. I would normally do this on my marker board that I have set up, but just for teaching purposes to show you, I did it on this. So then she would do her worksheet and go through and see which ones needed to be doubled. We could get to stay. Presley?
Yeah.
The stay end in a single vowel and then a consonant. Look at it. What does it end with?
Y.
No, what is it? What is the sound that it ends with?
A.
The two-letter A?
Mm-hmm.
So would you double the Y? No, you wouldn't. So we work through that rule.
A.
And then the next would be sentence and a fragment story. That's her grammar. So I'm going to read a following story to you. After each period, I'm going to pause. I'm going to ask you to sit down. If it's a complete sentence, and give me a thumbs up. And if it is not a complete sentence, if it's a fragment, you're going to sit down and shake your head no. So, and then it will say, have the students turn it into a sentence before you continue. Okay, ready? A small black dog went for a walk with his owner. Is that a complete sentence?
Yes.
So she would stand up and, yes. Rainy day. What do you do? Shake your head? No. Presley, could you turn that into a complete sentence for me?
A rainy day. It's a rainy day. And I am cold and I want to go inside.
Okay. So then you continue on with them. Next, you do vocabulary. And it says, what are homophones?
Homophones?
Yes. Words that sound the same,
but mean different things.
Right. I will say a word that has a homophone. Think of all the ways we use this word, and let's think of two meanings. A hole in the ground. A hole in the wall. The whole cake. The whole time. Read the sentence, highlight the words, so then her next sheet would say, she would read the sentences and highlight the whole. And it has a picture there with it. And then I would write it on the board, the two different ones, and we would discuss the different meanings and work through that. And then she would have her spelling. So, Presley.
Yeah.
And this is how we do our spelling. It has the word, a sentence you could use, the markings, and then spelling hints. And it has like the rules. So you would write brave on your sheet. How would you spell brave?
B-R-A-V-E. A-V-E.
Right, and I would actually go br-a-v. Okay, and I would ask her, there's 2 reasons for the E at the end. What are they?
English was on the I, U, V, or J, and to make the A long.
And to make the A long, right. So then we would go through all of our spelling words, and the next is reading, and it says open to your page contents, or she will to my lap. So she would go to our table of contents, and this is the extra books that come that you have to buy separately when you buy the whole set. So Presley, what page is Dragon and Giants on?
Page 42.
Okay, and she would turn to page 42, and I would tell her to read page 42 to me. But you don't have to read it for sake of time. So then she would read 42. I would ask her, what do Frog and Toad wonder?
If they're brave.
If they are brave. How do Frog and Toad define brave? When someone who fights and is never afraid. And then it says to read 43 and 44 aloud and ask a series of questions. And then it says, do you think they will discover they are brave? Remember how Frog and Toad define brave on page 42. Let's see if you are right. Read the rest of the story. At the end of the story, do Frog and Toad think they were brave? Do you think they were brave? And then she would go into her writing, which is, where'd that go? Where'd your writing page go? Did you knock on the floor?
Probably. Nope.
Oh, here it is. So here's her writing page. And basically it says, great authors often do not tell us directly how someone is feeling. Rather, they leave clues in this book so we can figure it out. In Dragon and Giants, Arnold Lobel gave us many clues about how Frog and Toad were feeling and if they were really being brave. And then she would read Brave and Afraid, and she would reread the story, and we could stop at places where Toad and Frog were being brave, and she would write that in. And then we would stop where they were being afraid in the column. And then it gives you the answers, of course. And then digging deeper. On page 42, Frog and Toad are reading a book. What do they think makes people in the book brave? And she would answer the questions. Do you agree with the definition? Why or why not? Do Frog and Toad think they can be afraid and brave at the same time? Are brave and afraid antonyms? What is an antonym? When you are brave, you can also feel afraid. Or when you are brave, can you also feel afraid? Do you agree with Frog and Toad's definition of bravery? So you lead the students into a discussion to see that bravery is a choice about how to act and we feel afraid. And then you tell them the time when you needed to be brave. Were you brave? And then spelling activity, this is an option. Read each of the spelling words and record them with the MP3 recorder. Replay the recording and write down each word you listen. You can actually have an app. I know. An app on your phone where you could do that if you chose to do that. So that is a look at Foundations D. Technically, if she was at a different level, I would have just had moved her into the Essentials, but she wasn't quite there, so we went ahead and did C and D with her. And so as soon as she's almost done with this, then she will go ahead and move into Essentials with her older siblings that will be in 5th and 7th grade. So she'll just do it at different levels. So thanks for watching.
Bye!
If you have any questions on this, just let me know, and I will get them answered for you. And then we will here shortly do an actual Essentials lesson in the book. So thanks for watching.